Welcome to this gathering of the Manatee Unitarian Universalist Fellowship, where for 60 years diversity of faith, race, ethnicity, and sexual and gender identity have been honored by people of courage and vision. We are a covenanted community bound together by our belief in freedom of worship, love, and respect. It feels like a long time since I've been here. I was away for a General Assembly and then away for study leave. And so it's good to be in this space with you all. If you are visiting with us this morning or searching for a spiritual home, we welcome you as our guests and extend an invitation to join us for refreshments and conversations after the service. Today, after the service and after getting some refreshments, the Social Justice Committee is meeting in this room, and all are welcome to attend. I invite Bill Hayes to come forward to light our chalice. Please join me in reading our chalice lighting words found in your order of service. We light this chalice in memory of the courage of those who have struggled for freedom, the persistence of those who've struggled for justice, and the love of those who've built beloved communities to carry on the light of hope. Our opening words this morning are Langston Hughes' poem, Let America Be America Again. Let America be America again. Let it be the dream it used to be. Let it be the pioneer on the plain seeking a home where he himself is free. America never was America to me. Let America be the dream the dreamers dreamed. Let it be that great, strong land of love where never kings connive nor tyrants scheme, that any man be crushed by one above. It never was America to me. Oh, let my land be a land where liberty is crowned with no false patriotic wreath, but opportunity is real and life is free. Equality is in the air we breathe. There's never been equality for me, nor freedom in this homeland of the free. Say, who are you that mumbles in the dark? And who are you that draws your veil across the stars? I am the poor white, fooled and pushed apart. I am the Negro bearing slavery's scars. I am the red man driven from the land. I am the immigrant clutching the hope I seek and finding only the same old stupid plan of dog eat dog, of mighty crush the weak. I am the young man full of strength and hope, tangled in that ancient endless chain of profit, power, gain, of grab the land, of grab the gold, of grab the ways of satisfying need, of work the men, of take the pay, of owning everything for one's own greed. I am the farmer, bondsman to the soil. I am the worker sold to the machine. I am the Negro, servant to you all. I am the people, humble, hungry, mean, hungry yet today despite the dream, beaten yet today. Oh, pioneers, I am the man who never got ahead, the poorest worker bartered through the years. Yes, I'm the one who dreamt our basic dream in the old world while still a serf of kings, who dreamt a dream so strong, so brave, so true, that even yet its mighty daring sings. In every brick and stone, in every furrow turned, that's made America the land it has become. Oh, I'm the man who sailed those early seas in search of what I meant to be my home. For I'm the one who left dark Ireland's shore and Poland's plain and England's grassy lea, and torn from black Africa's strand I came to build a homeland of the free. The free? Who said the free? Not me. Surely not me, the millions on relief today, the millions shot down when we strike, the millions who have nothing for our pay, for all the dreams we've dreamed and all the songs we've sung and all the hopes we've held and all the flags we've hung, the millions who have nothing for our pay, except the dream that's almost dead today. Oh, let America be America again, the land that never has been yet, and yet must be, the land where every man is free. The land that's mine, the poor man's, Indians, Negroes, me, who made America, whose sweat and blood, whose faith and pain, whose hand at the foundry, whose plow in the rain, must bring back our mighty dream again. Sure, call me any ugly name you choose, the steel of freedom does not stain. From those who live like leeches on the people's lives, we must take back our land again. America. Oh yes, I say it plain. America never was America to me, and yet I swear this oath, America will be. Out of the rack and ruin of our gangster death, the rape and rot of graft and stealth and lies, we, the people, must redeem the land, the mines, the plants, the rivers, the mountain and the endless plain, all the stretch of these great green states, and make America again. Our opening hymn this morning is number 153, Oh, I Woke Up This Morning.
And I'm on the wrong one. These hymns this morning are new to me. I hope they're not all new to you. but we're going to have fun with them. There are a couple of them that are statement and response. So how about we have this side start, and you do the answer. Actually, in this one, you can sort of do the whole thing.
Yeah, 153.
Everybody can sing the whole thing with this one.
Yeah. It was stayed as it could be a separate voice.
I'll play through the whole thing as the intro.
153. Oh, I woke up this morning. Please rise in body or spirit. Oh, I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. I was walking and talking with my mind stayed on freedom. Walking and talking with my mind stayed on freedom. Walking and talking with my mind stayed on freedom. Hallelujah, hallelujah. I was singing and praying with my mind stayed on freedom. Singing and praying with my mind stayed on freedom. Walking with my mind stayed on freedom. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Please be seated. We have a responsive reading entitled Freedom. It should also be in your order of service, or is it number? No. Oh, okay, it's not. Okay, so number 671 in your gray hymnal. I'm going to turn to it as well, just to make sure that everything I have printed out is in it. Okay. Our faith and knowledge thrive by exercise as well as our limbs and complexion. If the waters of truth flow not in a perpetual progression, they sink into a muddy pool of promoting indecision. The light which we have gained was given us not to be ever staring on, but by it to discover onward things more remote from our knowledge. Give me liberty to know, to utter, and to argue freely according to conscience above all liberties. And all the winds of doctrine and For who knows not that truth is strong? Next to the Almighty, she needs no policies, no stratagems to make her victorious. Langston Hughes' iconic poem, Let America Be America Again, speaks of a nation that is only experienced by a few in this nation. Yet it is the promise of our founders for all of its citizens. Let America be the dream the dreamers dreamed. Let it be that great, strong land of love. Our founders wrote, "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. That whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it, and to institute a new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to effect their safety and happiness." Our founders of this nation laid the foundation for this nation to fulfill this dream of freedom. If they erred in its creation, the error was that they focused on the individual's freedom. Their initial governance was for the landed gentry alone. From the very beginning of this nation, there was the establishment of the privileged class. This privileged class, expanded today beyond the landed gentry, still exerts its freedom. Recently, a judge ruled that a 16-year-old indicted for a heinous crime should not be tried as an adult because he came from a good family, had excellent grades in school, and was destined to go to a good college. This is the privilege handed down through the generations in this nation. Fortunately, his ruling was overturned by a higher court who suggested if the young man was not from a good family, did not have excellent grades, was not destined for a good college, would he be tried for the same crime as an adult? Privilege is not freedom. Privilege is a get-out-of-jail card when others are being arrested, beaten, shot, separated from families, warehoused in cages. Privilege is an arrogant bully in the system that seduces others to crave its embrace and then become blinded by its light to not see nor empathize with the plight of others. It whispers the fate of the oppressed is their own fault. Oh, let my hand be a land where liberty is crowned with no false patriotic wreath, but opportunity is real and life is free. Equality is in the air we breathe. There's never been equality for me, nor freedom in this homeland of the free. Privilege entices those who over the decades have joined the landed gentry to think the opportunity is real and life is free, but it is an illusion. No one is truly free if there remain people who are in chains. Nelson Mandela once said, "To be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others." Privilege is its own chain that needs to be cast off. Mandela is talking about freedom that is not individual freedom, but a freedom that is held in community. While privilege may seem like a liberation of sorts, it has a shadow side that encases and enslaves the person who exhibits it. Say, who are you that mumbles in the dark? And who are you that draws your veil across the stars? I am the poor white, fooled and pushed apart. I am the Negro bearing slavery's scars. I am the red man driven from the land. I am the immigrant clutching the hope I seek and finding only the same old stupid plan of dog eat dog, of mighty crush the weak. When freedom enhances the freedom of others, instead of being entangled with privilege, then it begins to be held accountable to the lives of others. We are living in a time when those with privilege are being asked to be accountable to the enhancement of freedom for others. We see it in the civil rights movement of the 1960s and the Black Lives Matter movement of today. We see it in the gay liberation movement and the immigrant rights movement. We see it in the reproductive rights movement. We see it in the transgender rights movement and the indigenous peoples movements. We are being asked to be held accountable to enhancing the freedom of others. Individual freedom is not really free when it denies freedom of the other to also expand. These are freedoms in the context of community. We saw this request of those with privilege to be held accountable in the enhancement of freedom in the recent presidential debate when Senator Kamala Harris shared how voluntary busing in her hometown 2 decades after Brown versus the Board of Education, because it was not mandatory, had kept thousands of African Americans at the mercy of the dog-eat-dog of mighty crush of the weak. Freedom required the accountability of the community, of the nation, in order to be enhanced in the lives of others. There was an accountability required that if we as a nation were going to expand freedom, then we had to grow and stretch our ability to hold the nation accountable to this new territory of freedom. The Civil Rights Act, the Voting Rights Act, school integration, affirmative action. These all were new freedoms that, to be fully embraced by the nation, required a communal commitment to hold us accountable to them. It would enlarge our ability in being a free people, not just of the landed gentry, but as Langston Hughes calls it, the poor white, the Negro, the red man, the immigrant. For Senator Harris, America did not hold itself accountable to justice rulings that would have increased freedom in this nation. America allowed freedom to be held back instead of expanding. I repeat Mandela's words. To be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedoms of others. Bernard Loomer was a theologian of the 20th century who had this concept of the size of God. It included where he referred to as relational power. He defines relational power as the capacity both to influence others and to be influenced by others. Relational power involves both a giving and a receiving. He further adds, relational power understands that everyone and everything we encounter becomes part of the fabric of our lives. It asserts that we are contextual creatures who are woven into the tapestry of our society, our community, just as that community is woven into us. The interior life of the individual is an integration of relations established, and the true good is an emergent from deeply mutual relationships. Loomer contends, just as the universe is expanding and becoming more complex, so does God, and likewise so must we. We must also grow in spiritual size. He would ask the congregants of the Unitarian church he attended, "What is the size of your soul?" By which he meant, what is your soul's ability to grow and expand, to stretch when life throws more contradictions your way? Size was the defining concept in Loomer's spirituality. He almost always wrote the word size with capital letters and dashes to better convey the spaciousness that he intended by using the word. Loomer describes the concept this way. By size, I mean the capacity of a person's soul, the range and depth of their love, their capacity for relationships. I mean the volume of life you can take into your being and still maintain your integrity and individuality. The intensity and variety of outlook you can entertain in the unity of your being without feeling defensive or insecure. I mean the strength of your spirit to encourage others to become freer in the development of their diversity and uniqueness. I mean the power to sustain more complex and enriching tensions. I mean the magnanimity of concern to provide conditions that enable others to increase in stature. We, as Unitarian Universalists, are called to expand the freedoms of our siblings that currently are held back by the systemic forces of oppression. Some of those systemic forces are policies, and more abstractly, the mores of society. And some are physical cages on our soil. What is the size of your soul? What is the capacity we hold in relational power, that interweaving of our relationships with one another that creates something new, something wonderful, something transformative? We have freedoms, but we must place those freedoms in context with the other. Not just the other here, though here is a good place to begin as we explore what makes a community of faith. We must be held accountable to the freedoms we have so they can expand outward and embrace the other. Privilege is freedom without accountability to the other. I am the young man full of strength and hope, tangled in that ancient endless chain of profit, power, gain, of grab the land, of grab the gold, of grab the ways of satisfying need, of work the men, of take the pay, of owning everything for one's own greed. Without accountability to our freedoms, we become pawns to the intoxication of profit, of power, of gold, of get mine first, and placing the foot on the other's neck. Oh, let America be America again, the land that never has been yet, and yet must be, the land where everyone is free. Our hymn is number 1026. If every woman in the world, it's in our teal hymn book. Barbara has some instructions for us to help us with this song.
So I will play this all the way through as an introduction, and I will not repeat the short introduction in the hymnal. So be ready. I'll nod my head.
Please rise in body or spirit. If every woman in the world had her mind set on freedom, if every woman in the world dreamed a sweet dream of peace, every woman of every nation, young and old, each generation, held her hands out in the name of love. There would be no more war. If every nation raised its children in a culture of peace, if our sons and all our daughters reached in friendship across the waters, refusing to be enemies, there would be no more war. Please be seated. We come to a time of prayers of community, an opportunity for us to share joys and concerns within our community as well as in our larger world. I have some news regarding Zeta Merrill, a former member here. She's living in Phoenix, but she is in rehab after a fall. Nothing is broken, just having lots of discomfort. And Carol Bartz wants to thank all who have been sending positive thoughts and prayers for the two men in her life. Both are doing well, and Daryl's stem cell transplant is scheduled for this Tuesday. So lots of positive thoughts that will be successful for her. Mary Frances Cordick, that many of you may have met, is still recovering in Blake Hospital. She'll be there at least for this next week. And Ed Horde is home and is also recovering. We'd like to also hold in our thoughts those who are in Southern California and on edge with the thousands of aftershocks from the two large quakes there this week. And this week, people will be gathering to protest the inhumane treatment immigrant children are receiving in the various camps across the country. There are people gathering at Homestead Camp in southern Florida. Let us hold these families in our thoughts and prayers, and if so inspired, write your thoughts about closing these camps to our federal legislators. We have many members and friends who are away for the summer or otherwise not able to be with us. If you notice someone who is not here, please make a point to reach out to them this week. Let them know that we are thinking of them and that we care about them. And there are many in our community who are going through transitions in their life. Moves to assisted living, moves to be closer to family, grieving the loss of loved ones, health concerns that require adjustments to activities. Please offer a listening ear and other forms of support to our friends and members who are traveling these roads of change. And let us hold these joys and sorrows and those that have not yet found expression in our hearts in a time of silence. May our hearts be inspired to offer support to one another. Blessed be and amen. We say in our church that the offering is a sacrament of the free church. What we mean by that is that we believe it is a blessing to be able to govern and support our religious community ourselves, to make possible by our generosity everything we dream of and do to live out our shared values. Every week we lift up the spiritual value of generosity by taking an offering for the ministries of this fellowship. Our plate then, as it is passed among us, becomes filled with the evidence of that generosity. It is our harvest, gathered in every week, for what most nourishes us. The ushers will now come among you to receive the gifts of the congregation. The morning offering will be most gratefully received. Our closing hymn this morning is number 116, I'm on my way, and Barbara has some instructions for us that, again, should be fun for us to do. Really, I do think they will be fun.
Somewhere here there's a button. I found it. Okay. Can you hear me? Yeah. This one really is a statement and response. So let's have this side make the statement and this side do the response. I will play it all the way through. Now, the only time that you just don't copy, this side copies exactly what this side is near the end. If you look at the next to the last line, in the middle there, I'm on my, and then instead of waiting, you all sing, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. Listen for it as I play it through. And at the end, it's slightly different. I'm on my way, I'm on. Is your answer there? So listen and watch, follow through as I play the whole thing for an intro.
Please rise in body or spirit. I'm on my way to the freedom land. I'm on my way way. With my sister, come and go with me. I asked my sister, come and go with me. I asked my sister, come and go with me. I'm on my way. My brother, come and go with me. I asked my brother, come and go with me. I asked my brother, I'm on my way. If they say no, I'll go anyhow. If they say no, I'll go anyhow. If they say no, I'll go anyhow. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. And I won't turn back. I'm on my way. And I won't turn back. I'm on my way. And I won't turn back. My way. I'm on my way. That's it. I invite Bill Hayes to come forward to extinguish our chalice. Please join me in the words in our order of service. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. What is the size of your soul? How might you enhance the freedom of others this week? In other words, go and love the world in new and wonderful ways. Go in peace.